Hey Saber fans, it's Shameem here, and
Jordan Mall, how y'all doing today?
hey, look, it's both of us in one room together. Woo! So this is exciting. Where are we, Jordan?
We are at the TSL Saber Legion #1 first ever Saber tournament.
First ever annual Saber tournament. This is going to be an annual.
This is gonna be an annual
or
thing,
something.
there
Yeah,
you go,
no, because like this weekend was very successful.
Yep.
I was here as an observer, as a spectator. Jordan was.
I got my butt kicked by Daniel Lane and a couple others. It was really fun.
Yeah, Jordan got his butt kicked.
Yeah.
It was quite fun to watch. I watched.
Yeah.
I recorded video. I'm sure that if you're online and you're a part of these things on Facebook, you've been seeing these videos streaming. We have the whole thing live streamed from like 3 or 4 different cameras,
Yep.
and then we had a person here who did a lot of high quality recordings. She's doing a documentary about the entire Saber Legion experience.
That was really cool.
Which will be
Yeah.
very nice. So look for that in a while. We'll all post those videos and links and whatnot. So we had about 30, 40 some people who showed up. A lot of them repping their own individual charters and their own individual states that had Saber Legion people there fighting around. And then it was really cool. A lot of them had sabers from a lot of different backgrounds. Like there's a lot of Ultra Saber, Saber Forge, Vader's Vault, the big three. And then you also had, like, I saw one guy with with an aluminum pipe that he had, glued and puts what was it, Mark?
Fastened together.
I loved Mark's saber. It was like, what the hell is this thing? It was like, 10-year-old thing. It was awesome.
A lot of MHS builds there
Some
too.
MHS builds,
yep.
Yep. A lot of customization, and so that was cool to see a lot of different kinds of sabers. And Vader's Vault was there. They had a table. They had vendors, and then Saints Customs was also there. So Saber Forge, Force Relics, Saints Customs, and Vader's Vault, they all provided prizes for the top winners in the tournament, the different brackets and whatnot. And then Vader's Vault was also there. They had a table, vendor booth, and Jordan picked up this guy.
Picked up my Acolyte, yeah. You all have seen me on Facebook and YouTube, and I've been actually wanting the Saber for some time, and I don't like waiting, so it was a perfect opportunity to meet the owners of Vader's Vault and pick up one of their absolutely fabulous sabers. This is their Acolyte, and it is the closest version I've seen out of all the Acolyte sabers out there, and there are a few, to the Old Republic encyclopedia book for the Sith. This is basically what a Sith soldier would have used in the Old Republic and the Empire and their army. So yeah, and it's a fantastic hilt. It really is. It's
so like
really
I didn't
nice.
realize that. Like I've never played Star Wars: The Old Republic, and so like I look at this hilt and I'm like, well, it's decent, but like I have no emotional or nostalgic connection to this hilt, and you obviously do because you've played, you've read the book and whatever. So so that's cool. I didn't realize that it was based on a character hilt. Okay.
Yeah.
So
basically, in the Old Republic, the Sith, the way they basically split their Sith depending on the how much force power they had or born with.
Okay.
And they put them into different charters. And this is what this is what your Sith soldier would get, and these are just the generic stock hilt that the Empire would hand that Sith and say, this is your weapon.
Okay.
And then later on in their career, they'd go on to build their own, but this is what you got when you became a Sith soldier.
This is
or
the
an
Sith
Acolyte.
starter hilt.
Yep, pretty much.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So first thing I noticed about the hilt is that it is weathered, and this is the kind of weathering that I like.
Yeah.
This is exquisite weathering. It's different from the weathering that you might see from Saber Forge, where they started with all black and then they run it on a lathe, which looks cool if that's the effect that you're going for, or that's the story thing that you want to go for. This is more of it started out clean silver, and then it has been damaged and rusted and seen some battle damage over time. It was like a carbon scoring kind of thing,
very much
which I like.
Mm-hmm.
This is the style of things that I like. So do you want to give it up to the? Well, I would say let's show it up to the camera and go from top to bottom.
Go from top to bottom here.
What do we got?
We have our emitter right here. We have this really nice shroud.
And there are these two things that hold the shut. So there's one here and there's one here.
The little greebly buttons are really cool. I'm not even sure what they did to them or how they even work, because they just look like a pin with two little holes in the top there.
They're cool.
Very, very unique. And then this is actually your ignition switch way up here, which is really cool because it's out of the way. So when you're gripping the hilt along the bottom or even up here, this is out of the way. You have no accidental ignition or
nice.
or shutdown. Correct.
Is it brass?
Yes, that is a...
Where do they find a brass 12mm
Vader's
switch?
Vault makes their own brass switches.
Do they really?
Yep, they offer them in gold, brass, black. All of them are lit or unlit if you prefer, and they do offer them in a multitude of colors.
So, like, one thing I've noticed about all the Vader's Vault hilts is that 99% of them use 16mm AV switches, which are larger than the 12mm. Like, I personally like the 12mm switches better.
Yep, very much
so. Like, I like the fact that this is one of the few hilts, if not the only. I haven't memorized all of Vader's Vault's, all the hilts of Vader's Vault, but this is one of the few that uses the 12mm switch, which is nice. So on the other side here, you have 3 holes, so one of them is the blade retention, one of them is LED retention, and then this one down here is the auxiliary switch.
Yep, and it's really nicely embeveled into the emitter here.
It's recessed hardcore.
Yeah, it is very much resourced, and we won't be the first one to even say this, but if you got bigger fingers than most people, it's actually a little difficult to access. Not in any means like, oh, it won't work, but you do have to position your thumb or your finger a certain way when you are in your fighting stance. You kind of have to put the edge of your finger in there to get it to work. And I mean, I have somewhat big hands, so a normal person's hands, I don't know what normal hands would be even considered sized as, but they probably have no problem. Children, obviously no problem, but for larger hands, it does seem to, like, I can catch it like that. So, I mean, it's not a huge deal at all. I mean, it's not hard to get to. It's just, I noticed the recess is crazy recessed.
It's really
in there.
nice.
So, but there's no fear of bumping it either accidentally.
This is true.
Yeah, you're not going to hit it. So,
all right, we got a thinnish neck, good choke point there. Yeah.
And as far as I can tell, I think this is a solid, for the most part, hilt, except for this section here, because I noticed this set screw right here.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if that's a speaker hole or a set screw goes in there. It looks like a set screw to me. But
lots of hilts have set screws.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if this is the bottom section. This is a brand new saber, guys. So we're literally doing.
Yeah, this is like, we haven't looked at this a lot.
Right. So it's a fantastic hilt, and we're just kind of figuring this stuff out as we go. We'll crack it open later when you're not looking. But overall, the build of this hilt is exquisite. It's solid. It's a solid hilt. It's probably a fantastic dueler. I haven't used it for dueling, nor probably will I. I'm gonna.
This will be a shelf queen for you.
It's gonna be a shelf queen for me. Yeah, because it's gonna go on my Old Republic collection, and it's gonna sit with my Shatil Shan and my Vindican and the 2 Zalo hilts that one I've finished and I'm working on another.
These names mean nothing to me.
I know. We got to get him on board with the Old Republic, but so I definitely am working on that collection. But yeah, this I think I might take it out to a couple of our Saber Legion meets and give it a test drive. But other than that, I think it's gonna sit with the collection.
You know, Josh Linden, his primary dueler is the Acolyte. That's it has a red shroud up here, so it's got some black and silver. His has a black grip, wrap. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he got his with a wrap, and then this like really nice red anodized oxblood.
Oxblood, yeah. He says he's the only one who's got it in oxblood.
That's
he made it very clear that it's a special color.
It's an oxblood. Okay.
Yeah, and it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous color. It really is.
And
really
he used that for the tournament this weekend, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's his primary dueler that we have.
So we know it can hold out.
So it can hold up well.
Some serious bouts because we didn't take it easy on each other this weekend, so we know it can hold up in a good.
But we
duel.
only broke one blade.
And it didn't even break. It was just the tip popped off, and you can glue it right back on. Yeah. So that was extremely impressive.
In many dozens of matches.
Yeah, because there wasn't just a certain blade being used. There was a multitude
all
of
different kinds of blades.
Yeah.
TCSS, Vader's Vault, Ultra Saber, Saber Forge.
Yep.
We had blades from all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah.
So moving into the mid of the hilt is.
I like these. I like these ridges. I like thin.
Yep.
I don't like huge ridges. I like the thin. It's very nice.
And I love how the weathering here is natural. It will wear.
Mm-hmm.
It'll come.
It makes sense that it's
Yeah.
darker up here and then lighter here, and then because
Yep.
that's where
Yep.
your hand goes.
And they did say at their booth that it will come off in time, not completely, but it'll wear with the saber.
Oh, will it? It's not clear coated or
Nope,
anything?
it's a natural wear. Where,
Oh, cool.
Right. So if you think there's too much, you can go ahead and buff some of that off. Just some simple solvents will clean some of that up. If you want more, you probably could add to this texture without taking away from the look of it. Because everybody who watches my channel knows I like my saber shiny and clean. But this saber needs to be weathered. It's a Sith saber. It's a soldier saber. It needs to have some grit. Yeah. And they do a fantastic job with the grittiness of
their
the
weathering
saber.
is very
Their
nice.
weathering is absolutely stellar.
Absolutely
it really
nice.
is. Yep.
Pommel.
Pommel. Here we go with our pommel. Extremely simple.
D-ring.
We got a D-ring down here. I'm not a big D-ring guy, but keeping it with the accuracy of the hilt.
That's canonical.
Okay. It's got the D-ring on it. I'm not really sure how I feel about the movement of the D-ring. Now, I've seen a few acolytes this weekend, and not all of them do this. Some do, and some don't. It's like I said, it's not going to bother me because it's not going to be on my hilt that much. But we do have some movement here, which
happens in a lot of D-rings.
It happens on all D-rings.
It happens on a lot of D-rings.
Yeah, that's all D-rings. So that's the only thing that was like, okay, well, whatever. But if
that's
you're not
what D-rings are.
if you're not
they
a
move
D-ring,
around.
Exactly. If you're not a D-ring guy like me, you're just like, okay, D-ring, fine. But at the same time, I don't want a cover tech on here either because you'll really mess up the grip section. So right call there. So kudos to Vader's Vault for keeping that with the Old Republic explanation of the saber. Excuse me, that's the only word I can come up with right now. Sorry. I'm geeking out. I'm doing a review with Shameem, guys.
I'm doing a review with Jordan, guys.
And then we have this very simplistic, rounded lip that catches your hand, but it's very simple and it's really nice. Vented for sound, of course. And this sucker's loud. This saber, for having a 20 millimeter speaker in there, it is a loud saber.
Yeah, we should say that. So, like, internally with the electronics, Vader's Vault on all, if not most, if not all of their sabers are very slim. And so they don't use the standard 28 millimeter size that you'll find in most other sabers. They have the 20 millimeter base speaker, which you can find on the Custom Saber Shop. They have those available there. So, but still, just because of the way that the resonance and the way that they've built into the chamber and whatnot, it's still a very powerful speaker and produces really nice sound. You want to talk about the blade plug quickly before we turn it on?
Yes.
So, hey, look, you got a blade plug. Whee! And it's this is the Jedi symbol.
This says Jedi symbol with that one. Yep. Actually,
why did you get
I didn't
Jedi
actually.
with
Well,
a
actually,
saber? Why would you do that?
I actually didn't get that blade plug with this saber. This saber is this is a Vader's Vault blade plug, but Josh Linden was kind enough to shoot me a spare blade plug because I did not have one for the saber. So thank you, Josh Linden. You are fantastic. Nice. I appreciate that.
So this blade plug. There's no reason that we're reviewing this with the Acolyte because it wasn't okay. So we'll put that away. It's a lovely blade plug, but
it is a snug fit though. As we're throwing the blade plug around, it is this emitter is snug. It holds that blade in nice and tight. Okay, so it's not just gonna pop out on you and things like that. It's a nice snug fit. It's really a really nice emitter socket. You're not going to have any wiggling going on in there that a lot of people
wiggle
complain about with some of their sabers.
Okay, so internally we have it's RGB that you found out about by accident.
Yeah, by accident.
He, it happened to be on the red setting, and he's like, "Oh yeah, red Sith. Yeah, no, I'm gonna buy it." And then later on in the day, you were playing around with it. It
changed color on me, and I was like, "How do I get my red patch?
It's blue now. What's happening?" Silly boy, and you realized, I bought an RGB saber. So it's got RGB Tri-Cree LED. So for those of you who don't know, Vader's Vault uses an exclusive or relatively exclusive Plector's Lab soundboard, the Crystal Shard, which is sort of an in-between Prism and Crystal Focus, would you say?
I would say, in between the Petit Crouton and the Crystal Focus, for sure, definitely,
Yeah, so it has the RGB color changing, it has single cell 18650 that they use. How many fonts? 6? 10?
I think it's 6 fonts. I'm not positive. I haven't had much time to play with this thing, so really we were messing with the color 5 minutes before we did this video.
Yeah.
So, and the colors are just, they're beautiful.
They're really,
they are gorgeous
gorgeous,
colors.
beautiful, absolutely gorgeous.
Colors.
There it
They
is.
really
Y'all
are.
knew it was coming.
The ice blue that's on this saber
That one was
is
nice.
absolutely stunning. It's
Yeah.
an amazing color. I really like it.
That
And
one
it's a
was
Sith saber, and I love the blue color on it. So it's, yeah.
You get a little XR Kun going
Yeah,
on there.
yeah, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's a unique blue for sure. I have not yet seen that blue. Even in the crazy color mixing you do, I have not yet seen that gray blue. It's not a silver, it's not a white, it's a gray. It's really cool. Yep. So I think we should probably fire this.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So there's no, as far as I'm aware, Vader's Vault also doesn't do external recharge ports and kill keys on any of their sabers.
Nope.
So right now it's in deep sleep mode, as all Plector Labs do. So you press the main switch to activate, bring it up out of deep sleep.
Yep.
Got light side. That sounds like a light meat.
Sounds like a light meat font.
There we go. Got red. There's a wee bit of pulsing going on.
Yep.
It's like all Plector soundboards, I believe that the SD card will be removable.
Yep.
You can go and adjust all the settings.
Yep. And Vader's Vault has a nice little chassis that they make strictly for their sabers that makes getting the SD card and the battery out very simple. You just undo the pommel and you give it a little wiggle, and the chassis will start sliding out, and you just grab it and slide it on out, and you can change your fonts, mix your colors, all that jazz.
Right now we've got a purple flash on Clash.
Yeah.
Let's activate Blaster Deflection. Also purple.
Very cool.
Press and hold for Blade Lockup.
Yep.
Also purple. Release to go back to idle hum. I don't hear any huge difference in sound between the 28 millimeter and the 20 millimeter that's on here.
I noticed that as
so,
well. Yeah.
you know, it doesn't sound any quieter. It doesn't sound hella louder for whatever reason. It's, you know, so that 20 millimeter is a good option if you're going to do a very slim hilt like Vader's Vault does on a lot of their saber designs. I'll let you play with it a bit. Cycle through some colors.
Yeah, and then we have with a Plector board, to cycle through your colors, you're going to hit the aux switch and the main switch at the same time.
That's technically not true. You press and hold aux and then
true,
press the main. Come on, man, get it together!
I know, it's terrible. We have this lime green color.
And you just blinded
everybody.
God, you're such a... Dude, so like, I got so close to this guy. Like, ridiculously close to this guy.
Naughty close.
Yeah. He has a wife. And like, not after this weekend, he don't.
Oh!
No!
Might be making a move to Minnesota.
Hey. I love this man so much. He's great.
Here's what color is this here? We have still like a green.
Why don't we put a blade in there
so that we can...
Okay, so let's Vader's Vault blade.
Yep.
It comes with a end cap. What it's called?
Dust cap.
Dust cap. Okay. So this is a round tip,
thin wall.
It has been sanded. I've been hearing about like, oh, the Vader's Vault, they sand their blades, and I didn't understand. I thought that like they sanded this way, but it's sanded this way, so the grain is going this way. And what does it do? It helps to diffuse the light.
The lens, so they don't have to use near as much film on the inside of the blade. It also takes away from that core element, where you're not looking at just this light running down a tube.
And then you can see the tube on the outside.
It allows the light to disperse out of the blade, which is really cool.
So, pop goes the end cap. So then the diffusion material, there's just a little bit of it. As Jordan said, it's very thin. It's not like 50 million reps, so it's just a little bit going. And it's also loose. It's not glued in.
Right.
And Vader's Vault, as I understand, claims that after their years of experience, they found that when it's glued in and the blade will flex and bend, and then it crinkles.
And I've had that issue on some of my blades as well, where if they're glued in, and when I make my own blades, I tend to put a little bit of glue on the edge so it does keep the film in place, but it doesn't crinkle. It allows the film to still move. Also, so everybody knows, because for some reason we hear this all the time, when you order a saber, the film stays in the blade. There's no reason to take that film out, because I get that question all the time. Do I take the film out? Why would you take the film out? It's in there for a reason. Leave it in the blade.
I also want to talk about, like, it smells really nice.
It smells amazing. Fresh machine goodness. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, delicious. Here we go. So it's yellow.
Okay.
Got a
cool. Yep, got a
little yellow,
color.
and yellow always sucks on camera.
Yeah, it looks like white.
Yeah, the especially on my camera, it looks like crap.
Well, your camera's crap.
Yeah, it's pretty much. So this is we were talking before the film whether we were gonna do it on my camera or his camera, and we decided on my camera.
His camera is better than mine at the
Even
moment.
though his camera model is better than mine, like it's a later model, it's a later year, mine is still better.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so this is green with white flash on clash.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got. Blue.
And that's
Pink
just
flash on
standard
clash.
blue. It's really nice blue color. Yep.
Yeah. And again, all of these settings, just like all Plector, all of the color mixing Plector boards, those settings are adjustable. So
Yep.
if you want it slightly more red, slightly less greens, you can adjust on a scale of 1 to 1023.
Yep.
I don't know why it's 1023. You want to just 0 to 100%, but I'm not an electrical engineer. So on a scale of 0 to 1023, you can set the amount of each of the RGB, the red, green, and the royal blue LEDs. So cyan with purple
with blue, white.
I'd say silvery white, something.
Yeah, silver maybe.
Something, yeah, it's cool.
Pink. That's right.
Pink! Yeah, I love me some pink.
Pink.
Pink with a lighter pink, maybe a white.
We all love pink.
Yeah, except for those losers who don't.
Now here's
this
really
is the
cool,
silvery one he was talking about.
this is that really cool gray,
blue,
silver.
yeah.
It's not a silver. It's not a blue. It's just a really awesome color. The camera's not doing it justice.
I want to look at
see what it is here.
What do we got?
It's like everything.
It's everything, and it looks relatively equal. So
yeah, red, pink, yellow, green, blue. Man, there's all kinds of.
Yeah, all RGB is on.
Yeah.
But so it's very almost white, but there's just a little bit more blue.
Yep, and it looks white on camera, but it's a cool blue, guys.
I see the blue on the, you see the blue, this light blue, maybe almost a frost white kind of. Like the gray blue is what you described. That's very good with a pink.
Pink, flash on clash. Green.
Green with a...
But this is a Sith saber, so who cares about the green?
Where's red?
Hey,
There's the red. This is the one that made him.
There we
buy it,
go.
yeah.
That's the one that made me pick this one up. Yep, and it is and this is how you use it. Make sure you wear proper protection whenever you're dueling.
Which he's not. He's a bad boy. Here, you can play with it now.
But yeah,
It's
this
your
is
saber.
this is actually a really cool red. It's not an orangey red like the Luxon red, and it's not a deep red. It's somewhere in the middle. So
It's a nice red.
Yeah, it's a really nice red.
Good green.
Yep.
Good red.
Yep. When those are all the colors. I haven't played with the sound fonts yet. Like I said, me and Shameem started playing with this thing seconds before we did.
Well, let's see. So all right, so we turn it off.
Yeah.
Press and hold, and then I believe you hold
down
this
the
to
aux.
switch to the font.
Yeah. This should be gray meat.
Yeah, this might be dark meat.
It might be dark meat. Yeah, that's dark meat. Okay.
Yeah, that's
No.
dark meat. There should be Imperial Knight on here somewhere, shouldn't there?
Probably. Yeah, there you go. That's cool. All right. Surprises all the time, folks. Oh, very cool. And it's lined up with that gray blue. Very deep. Yeah, very
Listen
deep
to-
hum.
It's almost an irony.
Mechanical, like.
Yeah, I
Yep.
like that a lot.
Very cool.
It's a cool font.
That is a very
I like
cool
that.
font. I'm going to leave that one on there, I think.
I don't think I've ever really listened to Imperial Knight before.
Me neither.
What else do we have? I think it just comes with
Three,
just
I
with
believe.
3 right now,
Yeah.
but it has up to 6, so
Six,
you
I
can
believe.
create 3 more banks. That might be gray meat actually,
I'm
because
thinking
the
it sounds-
swings are better.
Yeah.
But I light meat's ignition and hum are really nice,
Yep.
but the swings on light meat are death.
They're just.
Jordan's all like, I'm gonna be a little PC about it. Yeah, they're not the best.
They're not
I've
the
heard.
best,
They're
but
death.
they're
They're horrible. I'm sorry. I really hate the swings on light meat.
I haven't kept light meat on any of my sabers, so yeah.
So
I
this
mean,
gray meat is good.
Yeah.
Because you get the same snap hiss ignition.
Yeah.
But you get actual swings.
Yeah. Speaking of sound fonts, if you guys want some serious kick-ass custom sound fonts, This guy right here,
Oh,
he makes his own fonts, and they're amazing.
Stop. So, like, I've tried to get into the world of custom sound fonts, and the existing people within the group, Nova Star and Lord Blako, have been very kind, generous, and supportive, which I am extremely grateful of. And I'm so... Because they very easily could have been like, who the hell does this young upstart pup think that he is? Coming in like, we've been making sound fonts for 5-10 years, and who the hell does he think? Some
so you're
weird
worried they're going to
kids.
treat you like you treat me then. Got it.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this guy, because he's the one who got me into saber building.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Did I really?
Yeah. Yeah, you did your first window install was mine.
Was it really?
Years ago.
Was this just a conversion, or
we started out just a conversion.
Just a conversion.
This is before you started doing your phantasma of sabers.
Well, I mean that's
you
how I started.
Yeah, you started with the conversions, and
you
you did my window.
Did
and
I
my window
really?
was your first window.
Wow.
Yep. And I got that in, and it was up on my shelf, and man.
Wow. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and find that Facebook post. Where, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That was even before I had the blue.
Yeah.
I think that was before I had the waves.
Yeah. Oh no, you didn't have any of that
I didn't
stuff.
have the waves back
You
then.
were just doing the simple conversions, yeah.
Wow.
And then I followed in about a year later. Yeah. Thanks to this guy right here.
Hey.
Helping hands.
Hey.
That's the cool part about this community, guys. Like, we all know there's a ton of drama and all that mess, but man, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, we all love each other, and we're all here to help each other out.
It's all about lightsabers.
All the time.
It's all about lightsabers.
But I think that about wraps it up.
I think so.
Yeah. It's a gorgeous saber.
Yeah, so
Stunning.
final thoughts on the saber.
Really nice, well built. I have no concerns about the construction of it. I love Plector boards, so I have no issues there. They have this really nice clean chassis on the inside, very simplistic, but it serves its purpose.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a really nice saber all the way around. So
good.
yeah, I'm pleased with it. Yep, very nice.
Yeah. Jordan's seal of approval.
Yes,
Shameem's
indeed.
seal of approval.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both seals of approval.
Yeah.
Arf, seals of approval. Arf.
So yeah, if you guys want to, if you guys are really looking for a fantastic saber, check out Vader's Vault, because I know they can produce some pretty awesome sabers. I'm with Shameem. I don't know all their. I'm just getting into the Vader's Vault lineup to see what they have and what they offer. I know a lot of their hilts are really nice. I know they offer a few different styles and levels, tier levels.
Fury Elite. That's what.
Okay.
For like 2 years now, ever since I've gotten into this hobby.
Do they do one-offs?
I don't know if they still do.
Okay.
I mean, they used to back in the
Okay.
day, but like Star Wars Episode 7 came out and
Sure.
boom, everything
It
exploded.
was a busy weekend, and I didn't get a chance to really sit down and talk with them. I got to meet them, which was fantastic,
Yeah.
but I didn't really get to sit down and talk to them.
Deanna gave me a hug.
I hear they're good hugs.
I got a hug. I got a hug from Deanna. Suck it. Yeah, no, but the Fury Elite is one that's their Mace Windu inspired hilt. Very, very vaguely inspired. It's like loosely inspired, but it's ever since I saw it, I thought that's if I was ever to own a Vader's Vault saber.
It's a very nice
that's
saber.
the one that I would.
And don't put a wrap on it.
Oh, I'm not doing no wrap on it. There, you can get it with a wrap. So I've seen the pictures of it with the wrap, and I'm like, I'm not a leather wrap fan.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna like that Fury Elite that I buy. That will be a very nice shelf queen because it's gonna be like nice and mirror polished with the gold, and it's gonna be good. I got to play with their Tempest this weekend with the sort of the slender oh, it's really good. It's like I was holding it in my hand and I felt like Voldemort when he holds his wand. Like,
so it's a
you
very
will
prestigious
bow.
dueling hilt then.
Yeah,
Okay.
it felt really nice. And a lot of these sabers, like, you get to hold them in person, and it's something that grows on you. Because I've seen the Tempest on their website. I've looked through their website a lot, and I'm not, I haven't memorized I haven't spent a lot of time on there, but I've looked through all of their hilts. And a lot of them haven't jumped out at me and said, buy me right now. Like the Tempest did not say, buy me right now, but I got to hold the Tempest in hand at the tournament this weekend, and I thought, the more I held it, the more I played around with it, I was like, I could see this on my shelf one day. Like, I would really like to own this one. But the Fury Elite is the only one of theirs that really jumped out at me and said, buy me.
Yeah.
And it's been 2 years now, and I
that's
still haven't bought it, but I will.
Yeah, that was this one to me, because I saw they have a Revan called a Revanite, which is the dark side Revan style. And they have it in a multitude of colors where the copper or brass
those
piece
were really nice. They
is
had
in
a few of those, that was really cool.
And they had
coating.
a huge selection of those, and I didn't see any of the Windu style at all.
No, they didn't have them, because those
shocking.
damn grips from
Are still out of stock from THS.
Apparently the final batch just, it's going to be waiting for them as they get home or something.
Well, that's good, yeah.
Then they'll have the Fury Elites back in, but...
That's definitely another one I think I might look into, too. I might have
really
to fly up to Minnesota and do a review on that one.
Hey, that would be nice.
But yeah,
so
in closing, if you are looking at a Vader's Vault saber, or you're looking at to get a saber period, Vader's Vault is definitely a stamp of approval from me and Shameem. Check them out.
Yeah.
You're for a good quality product, you're going to spend a little money, you're going to wait a little time. Thanks to the new movies coming out with Star Wars, you're going to wait. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are. Even me and Shameem have to wait.
Even we have to wait.
Even we have to wait. So if you're waiting on us, we're waiting on things. Everybody's waiting. Star Wars is back, and it is
Star Wars is back,
guys.
Yeah.
So I mean, just it's worth the wait. Let's put it that way.
Definitely.
It is definitely a product worth the wait, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, thank you all so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.
Take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching.